Guys, welcome to our space, and this is Group 36. I am Atake, and we'll be talking about collaborating with technology. Now, collaborating with technology opens new possibilities for productive work and social activities. Evolution of collaborative technology. Samuel Morse inaugurated his telegraph in a grand public demonstration in 1844. Keenly aware of the history-making potential of this technology, Moore chose a dramatic phrase as his first message: "What has God brought?" Ray Thompson, widely credited with sending the first email message, can't even remember what it was. He suspected it was something like "Quit your." Despite the lack of fanfare, Thompson's invention triggered a tidal wave of online collaboration, and billions of messages are now sent daily. Now, the evolution started from 1990 down to 2020. 1990, which was the first generation, talked about emailing, contact management, and discussion forum. The second generation, which was in 2000, talked about the instant messaging, texting, and GDSS. 2010, which was the third generation, talked about the blogs, the wikis, and virtual worlds. Now, the fourth generation, which was now in 2020, talked about the unified communication and also the universal dashboard.
Hi, my name is Toby, and I'll be talking about the third generation of collaborative technologies, which is Web 2.0. Web 2.0 involves websites and applications that make use of user generated content for end users, characterized by greater user interaction and collaboration, web connectivity, and enhanced communication channels. It is user friendly. Examples of Web 2.0 technologies include blogs. It is a website composed with composition of image, commentary on trends to engage the society. It makes use of blogging software such as WordPress, which makes blog website easy to set up. It's also used by business to interact with customers and update them on their services. Another part is wikis. Wikis allow users to add and edit interlinked web pages. An example is Wikipedia, which is the most common. It shows updates on versions for users to easily identify. It's also a storehouse for knowledge and for centralized documentation. Another one is social networking, which includes Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on. It creates an avenue for users to link up with friends, build network, and share information, and so on. It's also a means of interaction for business to consumers. Another one is the virtual world. It could also be referred to as the 3D environment. Interaction is done with virtual objects using avatars. It is a simulation of the real world environment used in experiments on products before released by businesses. There are many more examples such as microblogging. Web 2.0 also comes with its shortcomings as it could not totally satisfy users, which encouraged the coming of Web 3.0, which is more efficient and more user oriented. Thank you.
I am Mayomide. I'm talking about unified communication and collaboration. Unified communication and collaboration is collection of technology and software that combine enterprise communication with real-time asynchronous cooperation capability. Unified communication and collaboration take various methods using individual unified communication and collaboration solutions and make them available through a single interface to improve connectivity and productivity. Components of unified communication and collaboration will include voicemail, calendar, scheduling tool, video conferencing, instant messaging, desktop sharing, and VoIP. Additionally, the functionality of unified communication and collaboration could include presence tracking, which is the ability to tell whether a contact is busy or free, and also unified messages, which is the ability to retrieve all messages from the central location. Organization should implement UCC technology to streamline employee and customer interaction methods. Tasks such as brainstorming, virtual meeting, and peer feedback can be smoothened by implementing unified communication and collaboration tools. Business can also take better advantage of hiring remote or globally dispersed employee with easy accessibility communication services that bridge geographical gaps. Popular vendors of unified communication and collaboration products include Google, Microsoft, IBM, and Cisco. Benefit of UCC: the combination of communication and collaboration tool into a simple interface provide organization with numerous benefits, including one, higher accessibility and productivity as employee with various device from different location can work together in a unified environment. Two, faster and more responsive service through real-time notification and messaging. Three, reduce cost with less telecom, travel, and IT expenditure need. Four, improve customer satisfaction and user experience. Five, easy to facilitate teamwork. Challenges of unified communication and collaboration. However, unified communication and collaboration poses number of challenges to network, with old infrastructure having changed the nature of enterprise network overload. In a network and compute and separate storage and temporary coverage space, the dynamic workload can result in latency and congestion. As unified communication and collaboration and other dynamic workload have increased, they have driven the adoption of hyper-converged network to deal with attendance challenges. Use cases of unified communication and collaboration in the enterprise. While all aspects of the business evolve while around proper communication and collaboration, unified communication and collaboration tools are especially helpful with product development. Education. Unified communication collaboration tools enhance learning and experiencing for students by enabling live teaching session, video conferencing, review and section and real-time file sharing. Under the healthcare sector, healthcare providers could take advantage of unified communication and collaboration solution to share patient information and consult with additional medical personnel before diagnosing. Tools could be used by simplifying scheduling. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Tayo. I'm here to talk about online environments. Now, this has to do with how people interact individually and generally on the internet using different social media platforms, emails, text messages, and several others. Although there are a few issues with online interactions, it can greatly help in productivity as it makes personal and group works less hectic as communication is unhindered. Now, managing online impressions. An important fact to be noted here is that impressions from an online profile does not truly portray a person's natural activities, as there can be miscalculations based on the profile contents, friends, and personal details. Now, people form impressions quickly using social categories. Employers often visit a candidate's social networking site as a screening tool before making a hiring decision. Now, to make your online persona, take into account the impression it makes on different audiences and carefully review your privacy settings. I'm going to be talking about 5 group dynamics in virtual teams. The first one is group norms. Norms are formed generally in a face-to-face setting, as cues are dropped in form of subtle praise or rebuke with just expressions, but this isn't so in an online setting. Now, the second group dynamic is disinhibition. This is how people express themselves more bluntly or aggressively than they would in a face-to-face setting. Their message may lack the verbal softness and non-verbal nuances that makes consensus easier to reach. This makes online environment a more professional space to work in, as physical limitations like lashing out by members or personal ineffectiveness of members are non-existent. Now, the third group dynamic I'm talking about is status equalization. The online world tends to flatten out hierarchies and equalize status, partly because many of the cues used to establish status are less apparent. Now, the fourth group dynamic I'm talking about is trust. Trust develops over time, and it is not easy for virtual teams to create it. Working in the same building, co-workers see each other very often, at lunch, in the elevator, at nearby shopping centers. They have considerable face time, even when they are not working on the same project. They learn that they can count on one another for a ride home or a small loan. For virtual teams, especially newly created ones containing members who have never met, trust is very fragile. Now, the fifth group dynamic I'm talking about is making virtual teams work. The challenges of virtual teamwork have led some companies, such as Yahoo, to terminate telecommunicating altogether, arguing that people need to interact face-to-face to generate those sparks of innovation. Now, other companies are creating regional hubs where remote workers can collaborate without having to communicate or commute every day. Thank you.
Prosper Aderoju here, presenting the summary for the presentation, Collaborative Technologies. Collaborative technologies simply open new possibilities for productive work and social activity. First generation, 1990, examples such as email, contact management, and discussion forums. Second generation, 2000, examples such as instant messaging, texting, and GDSs. Third generation, 2010, blogs, wikis, and virtual work. Fourth generation, 2020, we have unified communication and universal dashboard. These are some of the major generations in the evolution of tools that support online collaboration. Web 2.0 is a collaborative technique. Web 2.0 involves websites and applications that make use of user-generated content for end user. It is user-friendly. Some of its characteristics are network connectivity, greater user interaction and collaboration, and enhanced communication channels. Google and Microsoft are some popular vendors with UCC products. Blogs like WordPress, wikis like Wikipedia, social networking like Instagram, virtual world like Second Life, those are examples of Web 2.0. Web 2.0 has some shortcomings, hence the coming of Web 3.0, which is much more efficient and more user-oriented. Unified Communications and Collaboration, also known as UCC. UCC is a collection of technology and software that combines enterprise communication with real-time asynchronous cooperation capabilities. We have email, voicemail, instant messaging, and functionalities like presence tracking and unified messaging. Here are some of the components of UCC. We have now the benefits of UCC. We have higher accessibility and productivity. We have faster and more responsive service. We have reduced costs, improved customer satisfaction. UCC can be used in enterprise through streamlined communication channels. It can also be used in education through live teaching sessions, and it can be used in healthcare through sharing patient information. And the last subchapter that I was speaking on is online environment. This has to do with how people interact individually and generally on the internet using different social media platforms like emails and text messages. Online impressions should be managed and taken into account nowadays, as employers often visit candidates' social networking sites. Some of the group dynamics in virtual teams are group norms, disinhibition, and status equalization and trust. Norms. Norms can be formed with just expressions, but in an online setting, this isn't so. The team charter is therefore important for efficient group interaction. Disinhibition. Online environment is a more professional space as it lacks the verbal softness and the non-verbal nuances. Status equalization, online environments flatten out hierarchies, simply put. And the final dynamic cited is trust, which is harder to build in an online environment compared to daily interactions, which build trust when working in the same building with your fellow employees. And that is all for Group 36 presenting for collaborative technologies. Thank you for having us.